Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel, Unyistitches. In today's tutorial, we want to learn how to draft this beautiful gown that you see on the screen. So the measurement you need is your shoulder measurement, your bust measurement, your waist measurement, under bust measurement, and the length of the gown. So first of all, we are going to draft our basic scape pattern. Then we are going to do some alteration to form this design. After that, then we will draft our Queen Anne's neckline bustier pattern. So without wasting much of our time, let's get started. This is the pattern paper I'm using, and my pattern is on fold. I'm using it on fold so that when I open up, you can see how it looks like. You can use just a single paper if you don't have much paper. It will still gives you what you need. So first of all, I've gone ahead to do some of the markings on my paper. This is my starting point. I will call it my waistline. I'll call this my hip line. This is from the waist to the hip point. And this is my waist knee. And this is my full length. So for you to get your waist knee, you can measure to your true knee, then you minus 3 to 4 inches. That will give you your waist knee measurement. This is my center front, and this is my side front. So the first thing I'll do will be for me to come here onto the waistline and measure my waist measurement divided by 4 plus my dart intake. So the waist I'm working with, that divided it by 4, I have 8.5 plus my dart intake. I want to make use of 1 inch dart. The next thing is for me to come to my hip line. I will mark my hip measurement divided by 4. The one I'm working with is 10.5. Then I will mark them on the waist knee and also on the full length. Then I'll go ahead and connect all these points. Can you see? So the next thing now I'll do will be for me to add my dart. For me to know the position of my dart, I'm going to measure from my one point of the nipple to the other. That is my bust stand measurement. Then I will divide it by 2. So the one I'm working with is 8 inches. When I divide by 2, I have 4 inches. Then my dart length for the front is going to be 5 inches. So I'm going to connect to have a straight line. Then I'll go ahead and mark my dart. I said it earlier that I want to make use of 1 inch dart intake. So I will mark 0.5 on each side of this line. Then I'll connect it to form my dart. So that is my dart. So now the step part, we are done with our basic skates. Since this is just a basic skate, there's no need to make it a pencil skate. I just need a basic skate. So now to get the design, can you see, to convert this basic skate to the design that we have here, I'll come to my waistline. I will mark about 6 inches. But this depends on how long you want that to be. So you have preference to like make your own decision how you want it to be. So after marking my 6 inches, I'll come to my hip line. I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. Then from that point of 3.5, I'll come down by 4 inches. Then I'm going to draw from this my hip point to this point. Can you see? Then I will go ahead and curve from this point to this point of 6 inches. And decide to use your free hand to do this. You can as well use your ruler if you have one. So that is it for the skate. I will go ahead and cut my pattern now. So you can go ahead and transfer your dart. Let's go ahead and draft the upper part. So this is my pattern paper, and my pattern paper is on 4. This is my starting point, which serves as my shoulder line. This is my chest line, my bust line, under bust line, and my half length. So next thing will be for me to mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. So the one I'm working with is 16 inches. When I divide by 2, that gives me 8. Then for my neck, I want to make use of 4 inches neck width and 3 inches neck depth. So we are going to do some alteration on the neckline. We have Queen Anne neckline. The next one will be for me to slope my shoulder. So I will slope my shoulder by 1.5 inches. I'll connect it here. Then coming to my chest line, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurements again so that I can connect to my shoulder slope. Can you see? The next thing will be for me to mark my measurement, divide by 4. That is the bust circumference, divide by 4 on my chest line. The one I'm working with, when I divide by 4, I have 10 inches. Then coming to this line, I'm going to mark 3 inches. So at that point of 3 inches, I will come in by 0.5. So I'm going to create my armhole curve. The next one will be for me to impute my dart. So for me to impute my dart, come to my bust line. I'm going to mark half of my bust span measurement. My bust span measurement is 8 inches. So half of the bust span measurement will then be 4 inches. Mark them on my under bust line and also on my half length line. So if this video has been helpful to you, please give us a thumbs up. For the dart, I'm going to make use of 2 inches dart intake. So on my under bust line, I'm going to mark 1.25 on this other side of my pattern paper, which is the side seam. 1.25, and towards my center front, I'm going to mark 0.75. I'll mark them on the half length line. I'll connect the line. Then I'll go ahead and curve this to this other point. Can you see? So the next thing now will be for me to come up to my shoulder line. I'm going to mark half of my shoulder line. So half of this line, I'll connect it to my bust points. After drawing this line, the next thing will be for me to determine how deep that I want the neckline to be.
I want mine to be 6 inches. So from my shoulder line, I'm going to mark where I have 6 inches, as you can see me doing so. I'll go ahead and connect with my straight roller. Then the next thing will be for me to go ahead and contour my upper bust. I'm going to make use of 1 inch dart on the upper bust. So I'm going to mark 0.5 on each side of the line, as you can see me doing so. Then I'll go ahead and connect it to my bust points. Can you see? The next thing will be for me to go ahead and replace this 1 inch dart so that I won't be short of fabric. Can you see what I'm doing? So let's go ahead and complete the rest of our measurements. So I will come to my half length line, that is the waist line. I'm going to mark waist measurement divide by 4 plus this my 2 inches dart intake. So I will go ahead and connect it.
Next thing will be for me to impute my bust dart. So I want to make use of 1.5 inches bust dart, which is the difference between my shoulder to waist measurement for the front and the shoulder to the waist measurement for the back. So this is my dart. Let's draw the Queen Anne neckline. So for the Queen Anne, I'm going to mark from this shoulder point to this point of my dart.
You can decide to draw it to the second dart leg. It will still give you the same result.
Can you see? So So now let's draw our
sweetheart neckline.
So go ahead and cut my pattern now. So I will add my shoulder joining allowance of 0.5 inch. So this is the final outcome of the pattern. This is my Queen Anne neckline. This is the skirt part. So when cutting on your fabric, make sure you add your joining allowance here, here, and here. The same way here, and then your turning allowance here. This other one from here to here, you just join them so it's separately. Can you see? So this one, as you can see, it's lace. It's covered with lace, so you can use it to cut your lace. The same with this one. And this is the skirt part. You know you are going to gather another fabric. For you to know the quantity of fabric together, you can measure from here to here, all the way down here. Then you multiply it by 3. Whatever measurement you have, you use it to cut your long strip of fabric. Then you go ahead and gather it and attach it all down here and also to the back part. You're still using the same method to cut the back part of the skirt. Make sure that you add your zipper allowance. For the upper bodice, the back part will be normal basic bodice.
Back pattern.
Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and share this video so that others can learn. I will see you on next tutorial. Bye bye.